This moment where it goes down from man-written code to the much more compact machine-written Neuralink situation, that is when you really make the difference. And I don't think people understand that, but by simplifying it and making the whole reactions and interactions so much more compact, that's where you leave everybody behind.
I think in general, though, as we talk about Tesla, it's the same story seems to be the same pattern, right? Which is things take a lot longer than we realize. But the reason why they're doing that is because they want it to be scalable. And they're building design for production and so forth. And the same thing with FSD, as we saw here. So we wanted to talk about FSD version 12. Who wants to say anything about it? I mean, it's basically delayed. As we know, he's been promising for a long time. But as I've been reporting, and Ashok Aswami did his videos, they've found an incredibly new model that's being driven by the machine learning AI system that's learning on its own. And that's what they're waiting for. This whole thing is now, what he said, he sent out a tweet saying that it's been completely rebuilt and everybody's freaking out. I know you did, Christian, rebuilt. But if you saw the second word that he said was rebuilt by AI, 99% by AI, that's the difference.
Yeah. Do you guys understand? Do you guys understand what that means? I was chewing on that, and so the previous version of FSD was something like 300,000 lines of man-written code that is now, I think he said 2 factors, 2 orders of magnitude. So we're talking, what, 3,000 lines of code that is just guiding the AI on how to process and make decisions, right? So that's what he's saying here. And that is... this is where we need Omar, the the coding expert, to break this stuff down. But I think it's tremendous what he's communicating. That previously, perhaps their compute. That's another thing that I want to highlight. He says that they are not like engineering constrained; they're compute constrained, and so they weren't able to, I guess, have the system process the video for the neural nets. So I think that's what I'm waiting for, is this FSD breakthrough where revenue starts piling in.
Exactly. And where no competitor will be even close, right? Because when we always hear these Wall Street people and Gary say, yeah, but somebody else will be able to have it at the same time. I mean, maybe in a couple of years, they will be at the old solution, not at the V12 solution. This moment where it goes down from man-written code to the much more compact machine-written Neuralink situation, that is when you really make the difference. And I don't think people understand that, but by simplifying it and making the whole reactions and interactions so much more compact, that's where you leave everybody behind.
Yeah, I got something juicier. About a year ago, I said Elon should do an FSD drive and put it out there for the whole world. So he was supposed to do it a few weeks back to go to Zuckerberg's house. He didn't do it. Now he said he might do it tomorrow night. You guys think we're going to see Elon FSD video live stream on X tomorrow night? Yes or no?
He's trying to squeeze it in. So we're waiting for it to be squeezed in.
Yeah, I think it's real. Look, at this point, FSD is solved. What I mean by that is you can see that they've already said that we've now pretty confident that the system we've built, or that the system that you met neural nets, is now to the point where it can determine everything. We're now just constrained by compute power. And so we're just waiting for that to happen. Now, there could be a surprise. There can still be another surprise. But at this point, their confidence that it's just compute power constraint at this point. So I'm pretty confident about it as well. So we don't see it. We still see many mistakes, and that will still be something we're going to see every time we see a beta. But
I think hold on. So V11, I think this was a response that Elon had to Omar, V11.4.7 or whatever it was. That that's good, but 12 is the.
He always says that. Yeah.
No, but hold on. This is the important thing for everyone to realize, is that this has been rewritten by AI. Think about it. The best example I heard, I don't remember which video this was, but it was excellent, was that it's like a chess engine who's telling you what the move should be. And now you have the computer or the human who wrote the code overruling what the move should be, even though the computer thinks so many moves into the future, unlike the human. So think about that. I think it's a huge deal when if you're an engineer. And then to Alexander's point, I think other competitors I think comma AI is written in this simpler manner where it's a neural net. So, but they're just not as developed with number of cameras, and so they can't do the whole stitching and of frames. But
yeah, Tesla has been building everything with neural nets, but what they've explained was they used to have a neural net for every single edge case. So you have a neural net that determines if it can recognize a stop sign, a neural net to help you do parking, and so forth. What they decided to do and realize was you didn't need to do that. You just create the system, one giant neural net, one computer system that figured out everything on its own. It is learning every edge case on its own. And it's figuring this out by itself by just feeding it all the video and giving it as much compute power. And that's why the confidence is there that this thing is now learning so much, so fast. It's just compute constrained. Okay.
Yep.
All right. So next up. Yeah, I mean, I don't know much we want to talk about Model 3. Did you want to say anything about that, Alexandra?
No, I think we said what we could. I mean, my theory is that the Cybertruck event will only be ready when Fremont and Shanghai and distribution to Europe and wherever else is ready for the remodel. So we know in Shanghai we're very close. Fremont, we don't have any news yet. We anticipate some of the factory closing in September still. So that may be the phase that they wait to be finished before that Cybertruck. So I do believe that Cybertruck event isn't just depending on the Cybertruck, but also on Model 3 revamp to be ready.
Okay, well, I'm confused. What?
Yeah, because when people see the Cybertruck, they will go on Tesla's website. They may not want to buy the Cybertruck, but they want to, inform themselves about. I mean, Tesla will be the most Google search term the day Cybertruck goes out. You can be sure about that. So at the moment, they are purging all the inventory they still have on the classic Model 3, but they want to be ready for higher margins with the revamp. The whole revamp is not only about, does it have the lights a little bit different or whatever? It's a completely different cost basis. It's going to be a higher margin. It's going to be easier and quicker to produce. So when that is ready, which it will be ready, I mean, there is no coincidence this all happens in September, because they want to be ready to then bring out in mass these Model 3s, because that is the car that will be sold after the Model Y the most, until people can get their hands on the Cybertruck.
Who here believes that Model 3 and Cybertruck, they're trying to do it together simultaneously?
I don't.
I can see them trying to leverage the event. So, because event planning takes a lot out of an organization, all the way from the CEO down to the engineers involved. So I can see them trying to pull the two events together. If they're very close in proximity, I can see the value in pulling them together. And I agree with Alexandra. If once it's going to drive a tremendous amount of website traffic, why not have, both of the products available to order? If you see other launch events, they try to cluster them and cluster products together as well too. So you get a halo effect.
Okay, I'm not as convinced. I think Cybertruck is such a big product; it deserves its own 100% just Cybertruck. And then, oh, by the way, there's a new Model 3.
I don't think the event itself will be concentrating on the Model 3 revamp. I don't think that's it at all. I think it will be there. I don't think there's a Model 3 event going to come. Not at all. Okay. It's just that is the Model 3 that will be available then.
Yeah, I think that's the great point. Mm-hmm. Is just what she's saying is that you're ready. That you're not. This one's not available. This one's not available. Right. That everything is firing on all electrons by the time the Cybertruck comes out.
Exactly, and don't forget as well that Elon told us Q3 will be slightly below Q2 numbers, right? So, but they still maintain total year numbers. So to get to those 1.8 plus million cars sold, Q4 has to be extraordinarily big. We all know it's not going to be the Cybertruck. The Cybertruck is going to be a couple of hundreds, low thousands. So that's where everything else has to be pumped out.
Well, he said production would be lower. He didn't say deliveries.
Yeah, because delivery will have a good benefit during July and August from the inventory that was still available from the Model 3s then at the end of Q2.
Right.
Good points, guys. Okay, so Model 3 Highline probably out before October. And then the delivery event probably in September. You heard it here first. Guaranteed by Alexandra. the two together.
Guaranteed of nothing at all, pulled right out of the air.
You convinced me. Yeah, I was like saying no, and then now I'm like, you're making me change my mind. So thank you for that.